Hello, welcome to Hook Wanderer. Today I am going to give lesson on Plato theory of forms and the idea of philosopher king. It is part of block 2 of BPSC111, which stands for classical political philosophy. It is very important chapter for the examination purpose as well as the better understanding of the course. It is the subject of BAPSH, which stands for BA Political Science Honors Program. And let us start. Before going into the theory of forms and the idea of uh, philosopher king, one should know the background of Plato as thinker, where he was born and in what situations he was born, because philosophy or the concept given by a thinker or philosopher is the creation of its circumstances and his situation. So as the Plato was born in 400 BC, and he is one of the prominent figure of ancient Greek and a great Western political thinker, and he has given theory on the ideal king. He was more of a idealistic uh, in the thinking process. He given the conception of utopian world. So as I told you that the background matters for the creation of the concept. So as far as the Plato's background is concerned, he was born in the time of Peloponnesian War, which was war between Athens and Sparta, the two regimes. So he has seen people fighting and the constant wars. So his view of human nature is pessimist in nature, and his ideas also uh, surrounds around that. So this was the brief introduction about Plato. Moving ahead, the theory of form. The theory of form says that according to Plato, there are two type of world. One which is material world, and the other is world of form or idea. The first kind of world, which is material nature, which is visible to us, to commoners, it is not constant and unreliable, it is unconstant. And the world of form, which is beyond the reach of a common person, it is permanent and reliable. That's why he is given more emphasis on the philosopher king. So as I have highlighted over here, he was the student of Socrates. Socrates is also one of the greatest Greek political thinker or philosopher. So as the Plato given the theory of form, I have already told you that he described two type of worlds in his theory of form, where one is something which is the copy of a ideal world, which can be only perceived by a philosopher king. Moving ahead, the second part is the allegory of cave. Question also asked from this theory in this year examination about allegory of cave. It is one of the prominent concept to understand theory of forms of uh, the Plato, as allegory of cave is dialogue between Socrates and his disciple Glaucon. So it is about that the story is like that there are people who are chained in a cave which is full of darkness, and only source of light is the campfire which is burning behind them. People are working, but the sound is not clearly audible to them. So what they can see is the projection or the shadow of what's happening behind them. What I am saying to you is that you can visualize that you can represent it by the diagram, but it is not suitable. I am representing it for your better understanding. Just imagine it is a cave, and people over here are enchained, and a campfire behind them is burning, and people over here are working with their day to day chorus. And there is only one way, and there is film, their shadow is being projected. So what these people are able to perceive is that the reality is the shadow, but what happens once one of them get enchained and get outside that cave and saw sunlight, which is very uncomfortable to his eyes because he has never seen sunlight or anything such as sunlight in his life. After that, he saw water and he tasted, and it tasted good. He just drank a lot of water, and what came into his mind that he will live in outside world and he will not go back to cave and aware other chained people, because there is a danger that they will not accept it, and it can be fatal for him. They would try to kill him, that he is dividing him or misguiding him. But Socrates said one should take the risk of his life to aware others. So this is all about allegory of cave, that what is visible, what is material is impermanent, and a perfect copy of ideal. As in this situation they were seeing the copy, and the ideal was this. So this is how it is, and everything in this story is a representation of something. Just you can see in this paragraph that dark cave symbolize the suggestion, the contemporary world of ignorance, and chained people symbolize ignorant, and raised wall symbolizes the limitation of their thinking and sensory perception and appearance fall. So this is what allegory of cave as concept is, and it is written in book named Republic. It is very important to know the name of book. If you will mention this book, it will be very helpful for you. Now another main concept is the idea of philosopher king. You can expect one question, either allegory of cave or the idea of philosopher king, whether it can be asked in short notes, or if the theory of if idea of philosopher king will come, it will come in a long answer format. So I have written over here the qualification of philosopher king. What are the qualification of a philosopher king? He is a man of reason, the one who can appreciate reasonability and is rational enough to reason each and every concept existing in the society. He is a symbol of sacrifice. He will sacrifice for the greater good. He has a knowledge of philosophy which will enable him to see the form, idea of form and good life. He does not have family, so that he will not have any materialistic attachment with him, which will hamper and can make him biased. He does not have any right to property, so that he could not get greedy. So, as it is written over here, the theory of philosopher king was the linchpin of Plato's ideal state. It was the main theory, and as the qualities are mentioned over here, and which I have already discussed. Now, who is philosopher king? It is like a ruler who know the form of good, the reality which is beyond the comprehensive level of a common man. He has the knowledge and training. So a philosopher king can become who has leisure time and has good view for justice and good of the community, has the qualities like truthfulness, high mindedness, discipline, courage. Plato in Republic insisted that the political and philosophical ought to be safe from one another. The one should know the linkage between statecraft and soulcraft, and the philosopher king was a divine institution according to Plato. And he defined ideal state as one of the timeless and unchanging principle. So these is the thing, it is elaborated over here, the qualities which I have mentioned in short here and already as discussed. So this is what it is. An ideal state is also I have written here. The role of philosopher is to maintain the welfare in the society and the better good. Everyone should be in peace and harmony. For that he should have the absolute power, and in that he do not have any obligation. The only obligation which he has to maintain the tranquility and the social welfare. This is the crux of this paragraph, and to have more understanding to write an answer you need to go through this, so that you will have a greater good. Now the criticism, the last thing, the criticism of the theory of forms and the idea of philosopher king is that he has not given that how philosopher king will be helpful to achieve the utopian or the ideal situation where everyone will be happy and have better intentions for his fellow. So these were the criticism which Plato has, and you can read the summary as well. So in summary it is written that a theory of forms and asserts that the physical world is real world, which I have already told you. And these are the progress check, good character, claim, disposition, sound mind. These are the pointers which you have need to have in your answer in the questions which are given in between the chapter. Like first question was just wait, the first question. First question was, what are the quality of philosopher king described by Plato, which I have already mentioned, that he's man of reason and all. It is written over here that these are the point: good character, calm disposition, sound mind, truthfulness. And similarly the second question is critically analyze Plato's idea of king, that Plato denied the participation of average people and the average person's capability, and the other is confused unity with harmony. So these were the things which were in this chapter. I hope this lesson was helpful for you. If it is helpful, do comment and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.